Hi guys, Togri here for a new World of Warcraft video. This video is a arena mid-season tier list video, and this video we will be talking about the healer specs plus Prot Paladin, but we will talk about it briefly. But to be short, the meta around Prot Paladin is going to be over with 9.0.5, and also you will see a lot less Prot Paladins on the ladder. But let's talk about the healer specs, and let's talk about in depth about their strength, weaknesses, which combos they are good in, which combos they are not good in, and hopefully you will see that actually every healer at the moment has a place in the meta. Now, please, before we start, please subscribe to the channel. It helps me immensely if you want to support me. But also, you will also see all the new upcoming videos that are going to be posted on the channel. Think about montage PvP video, about guides, about specific classes, specific situations, and I hope you guys will learn with me how we can make our arena journey a lot better, but also a lot smoother. If you like this video, please press like, comment below what you think about this tier list, comment below about the current meta. Do you like it? Are you not liking it? Enjoying the meta in Shadowlands or not? Please let me know. And if you don't like the video, please also dislike the video so I can know what is wrong with the video, and also put a comment below, and we'll try to discuss about the meta, about the tier list, but also about the future content I could make for you guys. I have loads of guides out there, loads of tier lists I have made, and hopefully I can make loads of videos for you guys in the near future. Okay, let's start this video with the Discipline Priests. This priest is one of the better classes at the moment, but especially one of the better healers that there is at the moment. They have loads, but loads of compositions that they can play in. The one of the better compositions are RMP. You can also play in jungle. You can also play with a warrior in twos. You can play with a monk in twos. You can play with an elemental shaman in twos. Affliction warlock. You have a lot of comps at your disposal, but it is one of the hardest classes to master. You will need to do a lot of damage to be as viable as another healer. Why? Because your kit is around doing damage and around healing with your damage and healing your friends with radiance, for example, and with penitence. Penance. So for me, it is a clear S tier. I don't know if it's the best healer out there for now, since there is a lot of changes at in the meta, but also changes for 9.0.5, and clearly Holy Paladins are not the juggernauts of a class that they were in the beginning of the season. But for me, this S tier because of their Covenant spec, because of their PvP talents, that helps them a lot. On the talents choices that they have loads of talents choices that can make, and also make it like a lot easier to sustain their mana with. Um, they have some clear weaknesses, like their mana pool, but also sustained stuns, sustained switches. It's a lot harder for a priest to instant heal someone when Radiance is on CD, but also if the CCs of the enemy team is very good, you could be in a rough spot once your pain suppression is down. Now let's talk about the Holy Paladin. Holy Paladin is one of the classes that are most targeted for nerfs, because they are obviously one of the better healers in the game, but just also the one of the better classes in the game. I would put them at the same level as Disc Priest, but I feel like they are a little bit better for now. In 9.0.5, it could be a very big switch. They are not the imba spec that they were in the beginning of the season, but they are a lot targeted a lot by nerfs, and in general, people learn how to play against them. They have loads of damage when they are going for Venthyr, for example. If you stay in their pool, you can get credit for 12k with just a Hammer of Wrath. Um, yeah, they have a lot of tools in at their disposition. Um, they have loads of comps that are very meta at the moment. You can play with a warrior mage. You can play with a TSG, so with a red paladin and a warrior, or with a DK and a warrior, or a red paladin with a DK. So you have loads of options at your disposal to actually be a very strong asset for your team. You are also a very active healer. You have also very active defensive capabilities, and you are not that reactive as a few of their colleague specs that we are going to list up very soon. But for now, it is a S tier spec. I would put them in front of Disc Priest, but once 9.0.5 is up, I might say that Disc Priest is one of the best or the best healer spec of the game. Holy Priest. Now, this is a silent OP, super strong spec at the moment. They have loads of good CC. They have a stun, they have a fear. For me, being not able to heal correctly, needing to dispel it with mind games is also a form of CC for me, because you are not going to be active in the DPS or in HPS, so healing per second. Um, in general, holy priests have also less of a mana issue, but they have also not as much as not as much damage as a disc priest. And what I find it's difficult to play with is with a defensive-minded healer, which is not doing any DPS. It's kind of hard to fit in the meta, but I feel like if the meta goes back to a dampening state, or back to a state where there's less of a burst, I might think for Holy Priest would be a very high tier. But for now, I would say, and I think people will think I'm crazy, but for me it's A tier spec. I played Holy Priest for a bit. It is very strong. It has loads of tools. It lacks damage. It lacks also the comp capabilities that they have with a Disc Priest. Generally, they will play in twos with a Distro Warlock, for example, or with a Warrior. They have less tools to deal with a lot of bullshit that is going on in the game, but they have also very good tools that some Disc Priest doesn't have, like a stun or disorient, for example, or if they are not taking the talent, I suppose they take the talent. It is a 4-second stun. They have also very good PvP talents that make them very obnoxious to play against, like Greater Fate, that this priest doesn't have, but Holy Priest and Shadow Priest does have it. Um, so they again, their weakness is they have lower damage. They have lower defensives on themselves. They are not go. They don't really have a pain suppression. They have also difficulties with choosing the right talents to PvP correctly. It is a lot harder to play as Disc Priest, because Disc Priest is more straightforward, since they need to do damage to heal. It is a lot easier to win matches with a disc priest than with a priest, but the holy priest can secure your games that a disc priest couldn't do, like a range stun, for example. Now let's talk with the Mistweaver Monk. For me, I'm going to explain first the tier list I'm going to make. It's not because it's a C tier or a B tier that means that it's bad. It is a ranked tier list for healers. So you can see it as a top 6, a top 7. You can see it as Holy Paladin being number 1, Priest number 2, Holy Priest, for example, now number 3. And if Mistweaver monks are C tier, doesn't make them garbage. It just makes them as the worst healer of them all. But being worse of them all doesn't mean that it's not competitive. It just means that it's a lot harder for them to reach new heights than, for example, a disc priest, which will take a lot less time to reach like 2.4k or 3k in higher tiers, but even also 2k, where you will have a lot more comps to play in than a Mistweaver monks that are really stuck in a few compositions, like Turbo Cleave, for example. Mistweaver monks are C tier, doesn't mean that it's bad, it just means that it's the worst of them all. They have loads of stuff that they can use to escape damage, but they are not going to escape a stun and dying from a stun. It has a little bit of damage, I would say a little bit more than a holy priest, but often than not, they will not dish damage to try to heal or to try to damage people. They will be focused with healing. They will be focused with running away, and they don't have the time to actually do damage like a disc priest of a holy paladin they could do. Um, that's the meta is around damaging classes, like damaging class specs that are actually helping your team with heals or with CC, and also do burst or off damage, like for example holy paladin or disc priest that could easily kill you if you're not paying attention. Their weaknesses, they can die in stuns. Strength is actually they have a lot of outplay potential. They have also a lot of CCs, and they can also heal you correctly if they are left untouched. And they are also a target for buffs. Generally, monks like Mistweaver monks will be targeted for buffs, and holy paladins and disc priests will be targeted for nerfs, which is the reality of today. It could be changed in 9.2. We will see, but for now, 9.0.5 and 9.1 we will be seeing Mistweaver monks like getting a buff, like substantial buffs, like mana buffs, or I hope maybe a wall that can be pressed upon a stun, which would be great for them because they need that. Resto Druid. Now, I will put them in B tier just because I feel it is harder to play but also harder to master. It has like all the things that you want from a healer. They have crazy damage if they have Convoke or the Necrolord ability that makes your dots hit super hard. You can see like a few videos from Markers, for example, where you can see his druid doing a lot of damage but also a lot of healing because of it. They have also the possibilities like a Mistweaver Monk to actually run away from people. They can protect themselves in stuns, which is great. They have also Bear form and also Guardian Affinity if they want to play a lot more defensive, or they can go Feral Affinity to dish out crazy damage with dots or with Convokes. The only issue that they have is with the current stats that we have and the current meta, it is very hard for them to heal or overheal. They are not going to overheal, they are going to underheal a lot of their teammates. While Holy Paladins, Resto Shamans, and Disc Priests have a lot easier time to overheal people, which is not that great, but it's better than underhealing people, which will see them die in a stun or with a CC. Pretty much they will have to escape a lot of CCs or try to bait a lot of CCs on them. Their weaknesses, they don't have very good healing over time. They have HOTS, they have a lot of instant heals that could pop them back up, but they have issues to do that in like 3 minutes time, 4 minutes time. They have like a few cooldowns that they can press and then they are naked, which is what's making them B tier and not A tier or S tier. I think it depends about the meta, it depends about the stats that they are going to wear on them to try to push their rating up. Restoration Shaman is the third best spec. I'm not going to put them in S tier. For me, they are clearly worse than a Disc Priest, but they are better than Holy Priest. Let me explain. They are one of the better offensive healers and dispellers of the game. If you're playing as an RMP with a shaman, pretty much you can dispel the combustion 9 times out of 10, depending on your teammates if they will help you dispel it. They have loads of good defensives, they have loads of good healing, they have some small offensive DPS. Yeah, you can do lava burst for 7k, 8k maximum, which is not that bad, but you still need to cast, and if you're not casting, which doesn't happen that often, you're not pulling crazy DPS like a Holy Paladin or crazy consistent damage like a Disc Priest. You also don't have the mind games, which makes Disc Priest super dangerous to play against, but you can still hold your own with your healing and your totems, which they are very strong. And people, there is there is some difficulty of playing a shaman and playing a disc priest. A shaman does need to use totems offensively and defensively. Try to think about the totem placements, how you need to kite. It is very complex, and that's why I'm putting them at A tier. But they can make their way into S tier. But it depends about those two top healers like Holy Paladin and Disc Priest. If someone falls down, I think Resto Shaman can then go up. Um, I try to make the tier list as short as possible with the death that I'm going to give. And also, I try to rank people based on a top 6, for example. If for me, Holy Paladin and Disc Priest are the top healers, they deserve S tier. And if Shaman is third, then for me it's A tier, not S tier. It could be S tier for some people, but then it comes like saying that Resto Shaman are on par with Holy Paladins and Disc Priest, which is, in my opinion, not the case. Holy Priest is maybe the only subject that a lot of people will talk about, that they will think that they are not into Holy Priest. But trust me, if you're facing a good Holy Priest, they can make your life miserable. And it is very hard to play against a Holy Priest if you're always playing against a Disc Priest. Often than not, you will forget their whole kit. And their kit can deal with a lot of shit that you're going to do to them. So, hopefully, this tier list will help you to understand the healer meta. Do, if Mistweaver Monks are C tier, please keep on playing it because it will change. But also, C tier doesn't mean that it's bad, it just means that it's worse than the other specs. It's not like the melee DPS or heal or range DPS. Healers are kind of homogeneous, and it depends about like the meta if something is going to switch. Imagine it's going to be consistent damage and consistent dampening games. I'm pretty sure Mistweaver Monks are one of the better healers since they can always get away from a lot of situations, while, for example, Holy Paladin doesn't have that. But yes, since the meta will not change for now, this is a tier list that I'm going to propose, and hopefully, people are going to agree with me. But they don't really necessary. It's not really necessary to agree with me. So there is also the possibility to debate on the comment section below, and we can then discuss why you think X or Y is going up or down. I know that my tier list is not like all the tier lists that you can see, but hopefully you can understand the reasoning behind it, and you did also listen to what I said about this spec. For now, please like, subscribe, and comment below what you think about the video. Subscribe to the channel if you want to support me, but also want to check out future content. And also, please like the video if you like the video. It helps a lot. I know people sometimes forget to like the video if you actually liked the video, but remember, content creators do need those likes to make sure that YouTube thinks that your content is interesting. So also, future videos will be about a future guide around hunters, a future guide about feral druids, but also a guide about specific situations that you are going to see in arenas or in BG situations. Make sure to also check out my other videos. It helps to see what I think about the Arms Warrior, the Fury Warrior, Affliction Lock, but also the Elemental Shaman. So thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and also please make sure to have a very good day and protect your close ones. And also we will see each other very soon. Bye.